We're going to have a lot more of these event risks. This was kind of like our Brexit moment, if you will. The polls were off badly. We had kind of a binary event because these were so different candidates. There are going to be more of those. The next one comes in Europe. It's April 23rd and May 7th. It's 2 dates. That's the French presidential election. If there's any trend that's developing here, it's the anti-establishment parties are going to do better. There is a really big one in France called the National Front. It's run by Marine Le Pen. She took over from her dad. He was a pretty wild guy. She's brought some sanity to this thing, or at least some persona, and she typically gets 30-some-odd% of the vote. So she could get more. They have a 2-round election process. Round 1, everybody runs for president. So I mean, I think there are like 6 socialist candidates running for president, you know, and then there's like 5 or 6 others. So there'll be like 12, 13 people running for president. The top 2 people go on to round 2. So she's going to be number 1. She's got her 30-some-odd% no matter what. The other 16 people divide up the last 70%. So somebody that gets like 18% of the vote is going to go on to challenge her in round 2. Now normally we have a saying in France that the French vote in round 1 with their heart and they vote in round 2 with their pocketbook. We're not so sure that will apply this year. So that's going to be a very divisive event on May 7th. Then in September, October, we don't have the date yet. They haven't announced it, but this will be the German Bundestag elections. Chancellor Merkel is looking on shaky ground. Her party may get enough seats with the help of another small party to govern, but it would be a setback for her. She's been governing for 12 years. She might say just goodbye, or she might get pushed, depending on the outcome. So if you're following the Brexit and you're following currencies, what you realize is that all this theorizing about how Brexit's going to turn out, it makes no difference at all yet. I mean, people are just guessing because the leadership that's going to negotiate with the UK is going to be totally different than it is today. It will not be President Hollande of France, and it might not be Chancellor Merkel. So, and even if Merkel survives, she'll probably have to move to some different positions just because of the way the election comes out there. So, you know, so we can't even start talking about the Brexit negotiations until 2018, until we get through the German elections. So whatever you read over now, most of the stuff coming out now is coming out from the UK. They think somehow they can negotiate before they even know who they're negotiating with. It's just not going to work that way.